All right, let me know if you can hear me. We are in the live session on AI textures, so I'm super excited about this. And thank you so much for joining us. Yes, PolySketch is super fantastic. Great recommendation. I know, Tourette's, you're not the one making it, but like seriously, good call out, because what we're gonna be looking at today, if it works really well, that plus PolySketch, mind blowing. So very excited to try that out. Give me a thumbs up in the chat if you can hear me. And we're gonna head on over into Horizon. So I'm gonna go ahead and start by creating a new world. And we're gonna go with starting a blank world, custom model import, AI, textures, and then today is 12/13/24. All right, let's go see what we can do. I should, I guess, just double check the audio is coming in clear. Yes, it does sound good on my side. It does say we're live. I don't have anybody in the chat to let me know. So if you can hear me, please give me that thumbs up. It'd be great. Okay, so now what we're doing is just gonna see if we can figure out how to use this relatively just on the fly. So there's the AI button here, and there's the new option right there for texture. Fantastic. So write a prompt to generate a texture. I feel like we should have to select an object to generate the texture for, but let's just try a zebra print tiling texture. Okay, generate. Hey, thank you, Steven. Thank you, Jackson. Thank you, Film Sensei. Appreciate you guys joining us today. So we just sent our thing. Oh, it does need to have a mesh selected. That's what I was hoping for. Okay, so we're gonna go shapes. We're gonna just start with a regular cube, and then we are gonna try that again. I'm gonna see if I can't select that text. How not great. Meta, if you're listening, please make that text selectable. That would be nice. Zebra print tiling texture. I know I've actually seen a request from people that it would be nice to have the same prompt so you can keep modifying the prompt. Totally agree. All right, hitting generate. So we've got our cube selected. We've gone to the AI tab. We've gone to select texture. We've given a good prompt, zebra print tiling texture. And if we're lucky, this is just gonna work. All right, here goes nothing. This is definitely taking longer than I would expect, but maybe my expectations are a little high. I've been using Adobe's image generator for years, and it's usually like 4 seconds, 5 seconds maybe. This is definitely on the range of longer than I would expect. So I guess in the meantime, while we're waiting on that, there are some assets I thought we could try using. Like I've got a pinata that I thought would be fun to try generating a texture for. Oh boy. Oh boy. This is not great. Okay. Well, I mean, is it tiling? No. Nah. That's so interesting. Maybe it didn't understand. Maybe I need a better prompt. Let's maybe try something simpler. Let's try wood. Wood planks, right? And generate. Okay. Yeah, well then. Hey, Michaela, welcome to the chat. Great to have you. Welcome, Jackson, if I didn't say that already. Great to have you guys. And next up, let's go find that pinata. So inside of here, I have the pinata asset. That is the wrong one. There's pinatas. That should do. And we've got our pinatas over here. Very nice. They come with some pretty decent textures as is, so I wouldn't normally want to retexture this, but I thought it'd be fun to try a more complex. Okay, first of all, I thought cubes were going to be easy, I'm not going to lie. I'm wondering if it's the zebra print. I'm really hopeful that something gets better, but we'll see momentarily. We're going to take our pinatas and slide them down. They do seem to be a little large, so I'm going to scale them. Jeez, 0.5. 0.5. Okay. Oh, that one actually worked. Okay. Thank goodness. I was really starting to worry there. Yeah, that one is usable. It's not great, but it's definitely in the range of usable. So now we could, move that to like 0, 0, 0, and then let's get that moved up by 0.5. There we go. And then we can scale that down uniformly until it's about the size of a meter, which is going to be right as it gets to the bottom, right about there. Okay. And then theoretically, for anybody building tile-based games, I might be one of them, we can then, let's close Gen AI for a minute, turn on snapping up here, and then hit Control D to duplicate. Oh, I forgot to lock it in. Ah, okay, wait a second. Go back to AI, is it still there? Well then, I guess I should have saved that. Oh my gosh, the more you know, apparently. So, I mean, that wasn't terrible. Wood, planks, and hit generate. Okay, we'll try that one more time. Can I do 2 at a time? Like if I go over here and type glass, what does it come up with for glass? Like it's not gonna have transparency. I don't think, because that would require some material changes, I imagine. Oh, and I have to stop the current one. It only let me do 1 at a time, it seems. Feel free to drop suggestions in the chat of things you'd like me to try on this. I'm actually very open to doing that. I do think I need to make this a little bit bigger, so we're going to do some slight screen adjustment sizes today. This is a little different than usual, I know, but I need more space. And I can then scale this, and now we are pretty solid right there, and then scale that back in, right about a little bit more, and back here. And okay, there we go. So now that's a little bit larger. We got our planks back. It's similar but different. We can now hit the download to local device. We actually really want to save this to our asset library. So in asset library, I'm going to create a new folder. And I'm just going to call this cube textures, or maybe I'll just call it AI textures, because I imagine there's going to be a lot of these. And then with AI textures created, we're then going to go to inside of that and create a new folder, which is going to be called cube textures, and click create. And now that we've got our folder and folder, we can imagine this AI textures having bunches of different folders. Like we could create a pinata folder perhaps, and then have a bunch of different pinata. So now we're going to save it into this folder by clicking the Save to Asset Library, which should save it right into here. Film Sensei says, can you texture one of them like a crate? That's a great idea. Let's try that one right now. So we'll click on this one and type crate. Remind me to do glass. I would love to see what it tries to do for glass. Next up, Tay says, this is amazing. This is going to make world creation even faster. I hope so. Like, this does seem super exciting. And you can download it, yes. So you can take this, download it, edit it in like Photoshop, and then re-upload it using the add new texture to re-upload it. So you absolutely can do that, for sure. All right, so we're waiting for that crate. And now what I wanted to show you while we're waiting for that crate, because it seems like we're going to spend a lot of time waiting today, let's do a quick script that swaps these textures out so we can like see them all at the same time. And so what we're going to do is create 2 scripts. The first one is going to be called, maybe we'll just do one script. Yeah, we'll do one script. So we're going to call this the texture swapping, and we'll just call that entity, and click enter. All right, our crate came in. It doesn't look as much like a crate as I would have expected it to. It definitely has some more crate-like properties. It's a little uneven for sure. It's definitely not perfect. This has got all the like hallmarks of being AI generated. I will very much say that. I suspect when we get to the pinata might actually be better because it's not AI generated. Let's go ahead and save this before we lose it to here. And now I'm going to do Control D. I know we've lost it now, but that's okay. And now we're going to generate glass and see what that looks like. All right, next notes coming in from you guys. I'm going crazy over here. Jackson says, definitely takes a while to generate. Hopefully we'll see AI generated 3D models soon. If you've tried any of the AI generated 3D models so far, they're really bad. I've used a few different ones, but that was like a year ago. And they had holes in the models and they were just really high poly count. Like, hopefully we get there. I would love to see a Horizon, see what they come up with. Because this seems like it's in line with Horizon, I hope. Maybe, we'll see. And maybe they can do the same thing with 3D modeling. where we don't end up with like million poly count 3D models. That would be my biggest concern. Okay, wait, did the glass come in? No, it's still going. Okay, it's still generating. Right, we're going to our scripts dropdown, 3 dots, open an external editor. Oh, that is not what I would have expected for glass. I'm going to scale that up to fill the screen. Okay, yes, I trust the authors. Minimize. Okay. That is so interesting. Yeah, I definitely cannot do glass. Good to know. I'm not saving that. That's junk. Any other suggestions for things you want me to try running on the cube? Otherwise, we're going to move on to Pinata. What the look? That means we can use any mesh block. Yes, you can use any mesh. Can it gem inverted spheres? Ah, oh yeah, I bet it probably could. Like if I've got one lying around. Let's pull that out. Where did I put that? My assets. That was Got a Lot of Lava tutorial. In the Got a Lot of Lava tutorial, there is a where Skybox. If we generate skyboxes, that could be so cool. So here's a skybox, and we're just going to keep it nice and small for now. We'll scale it up in a little bit, but let's come on, drag up. Oh, I have it on snapping. That's right. It's like, why aren't you going up just a little bit? There you go. Okay, so we got our skybox here, and let's go say generate garden skybox for video game sphere. Okay, I don't know if it understands that, but hopefully it will. And then we'll go back to our AI textures, add a new folder, call it skyboxes, in anticipation that this will work. You could turn it into glass with _ transparent. Yeah, you'd have to design the glass. That is a stained glass window, yes, I'm sensei. We could try using it on glass. Like I have glass we could pull out and try running it on, and it should look better. But yeah, let's see how that goes on the skybox first. And while we're working on that, we do want to create this script. And come on, VS Code. I'm like multitasking. I'm not comfortable with waiting, and it's like taking so long to open this. All right, so here we are in our script. We're going to delete the first line as I usually do. I then delete the HZN dot, and then backspace the T in component, retype the T, click enter. And now we need some textures to reference. So on the properties panel here, we're going to add textures. So we're going to type this and call it texture1, then curly braces, type, prop types dot, ooh, this is not supposed to be inside curly braces there. We'll delete that one. Prop types dot asset, and then comma, control C, control V, and this will be texture2. And so now we have two textures, and we just want to kind of flip back and forth. So we're going to create a loop, and then parentheses, and curly braces, and then we're going to call this loop on a loop. So we're going to type async dot set interval, and then parentheses, and then we want to call loop. So we say we're going to do it the way like this, where we then type loop, parentheses, and that's going to call loop every 2 seconds. Should be good, yeah. And then inside of loop, we want to go through these textures and swap them. So we're going to have to create an array of textures. So we'll call this texture array. I apologize, I'm not really trying to do this as a tutorial. So if you're expecting that to be a tutorial, apologize, it's not. So anyway, texture array is going to be an array of, what do they call them? Are they called texture assets? Yeah, texture assets, square brackets is an array, equals empty array by default. We now need to add items to this. We'll do that in pre-start. So we'll type pre-start, and then in pre-start, we're going to type texture array dot push parentheses props dot texture1 dot as parentheses texture asset. Oops, Control Z, as parentheses texture asset. There we go. Control. And then we need to make sure that that value was filled out on the properties panel. So we say props dot texture1, and then curly braces, alt arrow up, backspace, selecting all of that, Control C, and Control V. We can also do that for texture2. And now we have an array of textures. And then in a moment, we'll use this array of textures to swap textures. Let's go check on the glass and see how it's looking. Okay. So heading back into Horizon. Oh, snap. That actually looks okay. It's not great, but it's okay. Like, if this was not the focus in your world, you could potentially use that. I'm genuinely shocked. Okay, let's save that into the Skyboxes folder. So we'll click Save. And then let's try something similar. So that was Garden Skybox. Let's say, yeah, give me ideas of things you want in the chat, but I'm going to fill this one out first and say City Skyline. City Skyline on the water Skybox for video game sphere. And then click generate. All right, let's see what happens. Okay, let's head back to finish our script out, and let's read the chat. What you guys got here? We'll try the glass thing. Yes, let me put that on my to-do list, was glass. Glass is now on the to-do list. And then we said, if you can make more skyboxes faster, you could do a lot. Yeah, you really could. It's pretty cool, AI textures and skyboxes. For a skybox, you should probably just describe the look you want, i.e. blue sky with clouds. We should give that a try too. Let's try that one next, Jay. I would love to see that. I'm gonna continue reading the chat after we finish this script. So here in loop, we are going to go through the loop. So we need to know where we are currently at in the loop. So we create an iterator value. So we'll call this current index equals 0. And then inside of loop, we're gonna say index or current index plus plus. And then if we go above the length of the array, we need to loop back to the beginning. So then we can say current index equals current index modulus, which is going to allow us to get the remainder. This is a kind of an advanced symbol, but just know that it loops it back to 0 once it reaches the length of the array. And so we type texture array dot length, and so that's going to return to 0 when it equals the length. So we have a length of 2, so it's going to start at 0, it's going to go to 1, then it's going to come through again, go to 2. 2 is the same length as of the texture array of 2, so this gets set to 0. And then it continues looping from 0 to 1 over and over and over again. And then we can use that inside of our loop. We'll do this here. And so right here, to change the texture on self, we say this dot entity dot as parentheses mesh entity, and then we say dot texture, set texture, and then parentheses, and then we call the texture array, and then square brackets. Current index is going to get the item at the current index from the texture array and update the texture on whatever it is, and that's it. So that should do the trick. And we'll go ahead back into Horizon. And ooh, we got our new city skybox. Let's look at that in just a moment. I'm going to start with this cube here, and we're going to attach that script. Attach the script texture swapping entity, and then scrolling to the bottom, we can now reference generated texture 1, generated texture 2. We're going to delete this one and delete this one. We're now going to slide this over. I think that would be a good idea. So it's not in the script. Hit play. And now every 2 seconds, 1, 2, that should update. That should update every 2 seconds. Is it because it's previewing the texture? I'm not sure. All right, let's look at this skybox. This skybox is really showing AI's limitations here, where you're starting to see this kind of like blurring. We were seeing this with the garden one too. I really don't know that this could be used for anything that's going to actually be seen, and I don't see the lake that I was describing. Let's try Sensei Jay's suggestion. So just to save it, I'm going to save this into skyboxes, and then we're going to create another one using Sensei Jay said blue sky with clouds. Let's see what that looks like. Blue sky with clouds. Clowns, sorry, clouds. And then we'll go ahead and click generate. See what that looks like. Our cube still hasn't started working yet, and I'm really curious about that. Oh, did I click on the right object? Yeah, I do. It does look like this is selected for some reason. The world is started. Let's go into our script and verify that I did everything right. We go to texture 1, we push it into the array, we push it into the array. Texture array.push, async current index, entity.asMesh entity.setTexture. This does seem right. Hover over Dun, 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 dun. Does seem good. Curious for sure. We might need to leave and come back or apply it to like a default cube or something. We'll try that here momentarily. Let's see what that blue sky looks like. All right. You know, I don't know that that's bad. I wouldn't call that good, but I wouldn't call that bad. I think maybe the size of this skybox is part of the problem. Like maybe if we had a larger sphere, and I wonder if it looks at the scale at all. Like, does changing the scale of this cause any change? I'm not sure. 64, 64, 64. Now we're inside of it. Like, I wouldn't call this bad, right? Like, if you put that in the background, not the worst thing in the world. But not the best thing in the world either. So go ahead and save that one. And let's see. Let's generate one more time and let's try the same thing. So we're going to say blue sky with soft, small clouds dotting clouds everywhere. Not everywhere, clouds along the horizon. Okay? Blue sky with soft, small clouds along the horizon. Generate. Let's see how that comes out. All right, let's continue reading your guys' comments here. Exo Tammy says, today I came online excited and hoping to use this feature only to realize it's not available in the UK. Unfortunately, I believe the UK is not allowing illegal illegal AI, and I feel like this is one of those potentially where they're not using completely, you know, good training data. I'm totally in favor of the UK's opinion here. We should really try to get more, you know, artist involvement in the creation of these AIs. But it is unfortunate that you don't have it just yet. But yeah, that stinks. I actually was recently approached by a company that's looking to license artist content from YouTube, and I was like, that's amazing. Thank you. So the world is changing, and it's good. It's good. Okay, we're sliding this up to see if we can get anything to show up. These are very low. As you can see, these are very, very low on the, I wouldn't even call this horizon. I don't think it really understood what I meant when I said horizon. We can zoom out here. And I do think it's the scale of the sphere. Like, I would be very curious to have a sphere that is bigger. In fact, we can do this right now. Like, we can do this right now. Let's save this one as well. And let's go ahead and delete this sphere. And then focus in on our cube. I really want to figure out why this cube isn't working. I'm going to close out of the AI tab for a second. And then, oh, now it works. Of course, it was because the AI tab was open. Good. There it is. So now you can see every 2 seconds that swaps. Very nice. Super happy to have that. Let's go to stop and create a sphere in Blender that's going to be larger and see if the AI looks at the scale of the object to determine how big and small to make the texture and stuff. So we're going to try this out. So here we are in Blender. If you've never been in Blender before, welcome. I like to delete everything on the right side, so we'll go ahead and delete hierarchy. We're then going to click Add Mesh UV Sphere, and then the default scale of this is what you saw on Horizon, but we're going to try changing it to 32, 32, 32. There we go. And with that set up, we now need to invert it, which to do, we switch like tab to edit mode, right click, and then we do, I'm trying to remember the shortcut key. It is it V? Tab V? Sensei J, I'm going to need your help here. What's the name of the shortcut for getting the thing? Is it... Oh, I really don't know if there's any other way to do it without knowing the shortcut. I need to recalculate normals. So it's got to be normal. Shift N. I always forget this one. Smart UV. Okay, here it is. UV. I really do always forget the shortcut for this. Alt N. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Alt N. Recalculate from the inside. There we go. So now it's going to recalculate the normals. And if we go to, so that was Alt N for anybody wondering. We then go to the shading dropdown. We can then turn on backface culling. And then from backface culling, We can now see that it's only rendered from the inside and not the outside. We can then go to our materials tab, create a new material, which we're just going to call, and we're going to call this Skybox. Skybox, and then Skybox material has been created. We can then click File, Export, FBX, and then we're going to save this into November, that's not right, go out folder. What's today's date? Create new folder. Today is 12/13/24. All right. And we're going to name this Skybox Large, and export FBX. Fantastic. You can now close out of this. We don't need to save. We then need to add this new 3D model. So we'll add 3D model, choose File on Device. We're then going to go to that folder in Downloads, 12/13, grab Skybox Large. We do need to upload it with a texture that has the same name, so Skybox_BR, which I happen to have in one of these folders. Here it is, Skybox_BR. I'll then click Open and Import. Okay, there we go. I'll go ahead and read through the notes while we wait for that. Add HDR. What a great idea, RJ. I love that. Let me see any other messages. Sunset clouds. What a great idea. Crystal cave. Ooh, I love that idea. There's some really good ideas in here. Let me write these down. Skyboxes. We're going to say HDR is going to be like added to everything we generate now. We're going to try sunset clouds. We're going to try crystal cave. Okay. I'll keep reading through these. There's a lot of messages. Okay, so we got our Skybox Large. I'm pulling that out right now. And there it is. And we've got our default Skybox. Very nice. I'm going to move that to 0, 0, 0. And then we're going to generate a new AI generated texture. So we're going to go back over here. And let's try sunset clouds first. Sunset clouds HDR. And generate. Okay. Let me keep reading your guys' messages. I'm excited. Okay, I'm sure I'm missing a lot of this. So we got stained glass window. I read that. This is pretty cool. Yeah, it's so awesome. We talked about skyboxes. We've done that now. Blue sky, we tried that one. Today it came online. I know. Sorry about the UK. Wow. I'm sorry I'm missing some of these. And how about a crystal cave? Yes, I love the crystal cave. Sunset clouds, question mark. Yes, yes, yes. Got those two. I'm sat here watching a thing I can't do then. Classic. Oh, I'm sorry, Tourette's. Hopefully sooner than later. I don't know. What about part? You could always ask somebody from the US like myself to generate it for you. I mean, don't ask me personally because I'd get too many requests, but you know, make a friend who's got a desktop editor in the US, right? And then you guys can make as many of these as you want. You know, provide some trade there. Let's see. Still looks good for a trippy world. Absolutely could be great for a trippy world. One of the things that I first thought about the AI sound effects is that they are very ghostly and they're great for horror worlds. So similarly here, these could be great for trippy worlds. Let's see. Nice painting world. Yep. Add HDR. We got that. Yes. I'm going to mesh myself into Horizon. Shift drag down XYZ. I don't know what that does. I apologize. I really don't know Blender very well. I just know the basics just to get myself through that. Oh, shift in for some people. That's good to know. Thank you so much, guys, for the tips, though. I really appreciate them. Hopefully this is going to be done generating momentarily. I wonder if it's taking longer because it's a larger mesh. Very curious. Cyberpunk Neon City Skyline. Oh, I love that one. Cyberpunk Neon City Skyline. Okay. So you make a mesh, then you AI the object. Got it. Okay, so I would love to see somebody going into like PolySketch, make a 3D model, and I actually have a PolySketch 3D model we can try in a minute. Let me write that down on my to-do list. PolySketch 3D model. Because in there you can design all sorts of crazy stuff. Yeah, this is taking... Oh, there it goes. Okay, what do we think of that? Yikes. Somehow this is worse. It definitely seems like it got the texture scale right this time, but it really messed up. They're supposed to be like mountains or something? Is there a way to choose one of these? Turn it off, turn it on. Are there 4 images here? Like, what are these 4 different circles? Does anyone know? I don't understand why there's 4 of them. Okay, we'll save this. I'm kind of... Download to local device. This must be the way that they wrapped it, I guess? I'm not really sure. It's very curious, but it's created some really interesting oddities on this one. Okay, try using ChatGPT to generate you a prompt. I've done that a few times. It's not too bad, actually. I'm using TTHD AI for scary sounds. Nice. Yes, you can try the Horizon one. It's pretty good. Okay, so let's try the Crystal Cave because it's going to be completely surrounding us. Crystal Cave HDRI. Like, what if we had HDRI to the end of it? Does that help link it up with what it's supposed to be? Okay. And then we've got the city, skyline, cyberpunk, neon. That would be awesome. Okay. It looks like the images are layered. Is that what's going on there? Curious if I could just like take that into Photoshop somehow and make it work. Because you can download it and like work on it. So this could be a good starting point potentially. After this Skybox, I think we're going to need to move on to the next one. I would love to try that Cyberpunk Skitty Neon City Skybox, because that sounds amazing. But I think we should be moving on to some of the other things that we should be trying. Okay, here we go. There it is. Oh, okay. I don't see any crystals, but it's a great cave. It's a great cave. Like, okay, imagine this. I don't know where I went, but focus, zoom in. Let's go ahead and go to our environment gizmo. Gizmos, let's also save that while we're thinking about it. And go to environment gizmo. And then on this environment gizmo, we change it from daytime to like nighttime. And now it's dark inside. Jump into preview mode. And then you start adding things into this. Shrink it down in size to actually be a correct size for the Skybox. I don't know, this one could actually have some potential. I definitely see some opportunities to work on this that I think would be very curious. Jump into preview mode. Yeah, there's something interesting here for sure. Okay, focus, and we're back. Okay, so we're going to scale this Skybox down. I'm realizing now that the scale I did inside of Blender doesn't actually seem to have done anything at all at the end of the day. So that's funny, but because here it is at 111. So not really sure about that one. Okay, and you'll notice, because I haven't mentioned this yet, that you can save and apply texture. If you like what you see, you can just hit save and apply, and that's going to apply it to the object. All right, so the next thing I wanted to try was one of these pinatas, because I thought that one would be super cool. So these kind of look like unicorns. So let's go to pinatas, right click, unparent child, and delete selection. Okay, so we got our pinata, and we're going to take this and say zebra unicorn. Just, I don't know. We're gonna give it a shot. And while that's generating, I'm going to go change the environment back to daytime so we can see. Let's go back to daytime. There we go. All right. Zebra unicorn incoming. I hope this works. That'll be cool. Let's see what other messages you guys have got. It looks like the images are layered. Definitely. Maybe because you didn't apply the scale. Ah, that's possible. Yeah. Unfortunately, my Blender knowledge is very limited, so I do try to focus on things I am good. It says I can't generate textures for assets that were created with multiple meshes yet. Ah, so this is somehow has multiple meshes, which is apparently throwing it off. You could re-import it as a single mesh. Curious. I didn't realize this had more than one mesh, to be completely honest. So, because in Blender it's only shown as one, but there must be something inside of that that I can't see. I wonder about this. This probably has the same problem. We'll call this pinata stick. We'll just call it what it is and see if it can. I think it's going to give us the same. Oh yeah, it gave us the same error. Darn, that stinks. Okay, let's try one of our models from PolySketch. I don't know how far back I'm gonna have to go, and I don't remember what they're called. When I had cars that I wanted to try too. Let's see. These are sound effects. That's image, UIO, fire. It would have been called like cave. Let's see. I wonder if I would have put the word PolySketch in it. I might have put it in its own folder. Maybe it's in my archive. In archive, do I have a folder that could potentially have this? 50 Par 3 Snake, Asset Packs, Lava Trials might have been it. That was a world I was trying to build but never did. And the answer is yes, this is where I have my PolySketch rocks. Okay, so these are my rocks from the PolySketch tutorial. And they should be just simple meshes. So here we are. Let's scale that up to 5, 5, 5. There's a nice little rock. And we'll drag that right there. And then let's just generate a rock. Rock texture and generate. There it goes. Brian says, if you want to scale meshes from Blender and Horizon, especially via script, you need to make sure dimensions are 1 meter, 1 meter, 1 meter, not scaled. Yes, I agree. I actually will usually group things to make it easier to scale, so that the scale is more in line with what I'd expect. I think we did that in the, if you go back to the very beginning of the live stream series, we had one where it was like, how to get started on desktop editor, and we got a lot of lava, and in there we group the cube to make sure it's 1 meter by 1 meter by 1 meter. I believe we do that in that tutorial. All right, rock texture coming in. And I've got a bunch of different rocks. I don't think any of them are that more different than this. They're all kind of the basic shape. And I'm kind of curious if there's anything else in here. Vidyuu PolySketch, here we go. There was a cave, wasn't there? Rock 1, take 2. That's not a cave. Focus. That is the original rock. Delete. That's the same thing here, I think. Let's see, anything else in here? Tri-mesh fog, simple tools. I don't see... Yeah, I don't see anything in there. Okay, that's fine. But we wanted to look at cars. And you might have heard of the world I've been recently working on with AshXO, which has a bunch of cars in it. So let's take a look at some of those cars. And we'll start with level 1 cars. We've got a sedan, just a simple sedan. There we are. Is that the rock texture? Did it come in? Is that a new texture? Or no, it's still working. Interesting how long that's taking. All right, so here we have our car. Now we know from what we just learned that it can only do it to one thing at a time. And inside the sedan, there are a few pieces. I think there are a few too many pieces. We have the sedan body, and then we've got multiple different types of sedan body, and then different wheels. The one that I really care the most about is this sedan body. This is the one that we're recoloring in the game to make it look different. Ooh, the rock finished, and that actually looks decent. Oh, wow. That looks really decent. That looks really, really decent. Save and apply texture. What a cool thing. What a cool thing. That's really cool. I'm actually very impressed with that one. Was not expecting to be impressed. Happily. I'm like analyzing it. How about underneath? Underneath looks good. All right, there's a win. Oh, you know what I think it is? This is supposed to be multiple views of the mesh. That's what we're seeing, guys. So that picture was different angles of the 3D model. Got it. That's what that is. Makes sense. I'll give that one a heart. That one was good. Okay, so we're going to the car next. And then we're going to go to the sedan body. And then we're going to regenerate a new sedan body. We're just going to call this Zebra Wrap. I don't know why I keep trying Zebra Wrap, but like in my mind, I always felt like that'd be a really cool... I can't generate texture for assets that are created with multiple meshes. Okay, so I don't know how this is a multiple mesh, because in Blender it's just one. but obviously there's something that needs to be done to get that to work. There is a download export geometry. So I could export the geometry from this world and try to blender it, but this is not a Blender tutorial. So we just can't do this one. It's not a single model. Now I do have one that I know is a single model. Let me go grab that one because it drove me nuts. Delete, okay. It drove me nuts, but then I fixed it. But theoretically, it's still good. It's level, was it level 5? There's the ice cream truck 2. Ice cream truck is level 9. We'll try ice cream truck first, because I think that's the easiest one for me to remember where it's at. Ice cream truck, pulling it out. Although I wouldn't be surprised if this one is multiple pieces too, whereas the other one I'm pretty sure is just one. So come on, ice cream truck, drag it up. All right, select this car, which one of these is the, so I did some things that I don't recommend doing, but this is the one that we want to actually change. This one is all of that stuff. Okay, so this is the one we want to change. We're going to try generating, and we'll call this zebra wrap generate. Okay, so I can't do that one either. And delete. And then the other one was, where did I store the Model S? Model S, is that? Here it is. Model S one piece. We'll just use the Model S one piece is probably the best. And it starts as supermassive, 0.01, 0.01, 0.01. There we go, focus. F key on your keyboard is focus, by the way, in case you didn't know that. All right, so here's our Model S one piece. And we're gonna generate a zebra car wrap. Generate. Okay, this one does work. I couldn't figure out how to split this apart. I really wanted to, but I couldn't figure it out. So that's why I thought this one would work. Cool, so we'll let that take a second. And let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. That's a nice boulder. Yeah, I love that reference. Very nice, very nice. Okay, so that's going. Let me check off our to-do list. We've done block. We've tried pinata, but we couldn't do it. I wanted to look at potentially a weapon if I could find one. We did the swapping textures, so we could see that. We haven't tried glass yet. We did skyboxes. We've done a poly sketch model. That worked out great. So super happy with that one. Yeah, we've got the car coming up next. So we'll see that here momentarily. And I kind of expect the car to be totally awful, to be honest. Like, I would be genuinely shocked if this looks even halfway decent. Like, I will be so shocked if it looks halfway decent. What you got for us? And then we're gonna need glass, so I should probably start looking for a piece of glass. Where do I have glass stored? There's a car that has glass on it. It's a level 10 SSC, and I think it could work. No, there's no way that one works. Is it possible? It's possible. We'll pull it out and just try it. This is one of my favorite things I've made, like brought into Horizon using, you know, all the things you have to do. Control Z. That's not sliding up for some reason. Control Z. Focus it. Where are you? Are you? Oh, there you are. I was like, where are you? You are just having a bad day. Just center. Okay. So yeah, this one has really nice glass on it. Really nice glass. And I believe it's a separate piece. So if I click on this, and then there is the glass element right there. I've only just realized how tiny this Model S is. Oh, wait, what? What? It actually looks decent? It's not good. This isn't good, but it's like way better than I would have expected. Whoa. I'm genuinely shocked. If I had a car that was separated into multiple pieces like this one is, so if I click on this, you can see like there is the engine, the chassis. Well, I don't know what a chassis is. Apparently that stuff. And like if it was separated into multiple pieces, I could really see this working. Like if I can change just this top piece, In fact, I kind of want to give it a shot. Save and apply texture. There we go. And now let's go to this top piece and generate. We're going to do... what's something crazy? Camo. Yeah, let's do a camo texture. Camo car wrap. And generate. Let's see what happens. Hey, welcome in, Jay. Great to have you. You haven't heard back? Email, Nathan. Let me get you the email. My understanding is like the timelines right now to get people in are really small. So like if you've been waiting more than 2 weeks, there's something going wrong. The email address, I gotta go find it. It's Discord. I've sent this message out to so many people. I'm like, I gotta have it somewhere recently. Creator support maybe? Where did I recently send that? Here it is. creatorprograms@meta.com. Command C into the chat, Command V, give them an email and be like, hey, just want to check on the status of my stuff. As long as you're in one of the approved countries, which my understanding is the US, Canada, and the UK, you should be able to get in. Otherwise, we're waiting till next year when they add more countries. And if you're in one of those countries, I'm really sorry that they haven't added you yet. All right. Oh, I didn't realize it said I can't generate textures. Darn it. I was really hopeful for that one. Let's go to glass, and we're going to call this smudgy glass and click generate. We're going to make this car worse. So it's beautiful. Now let's make it worse. Or wait, did it say you can't do that either? Oh, darn. That's very sad. I was really hopeful for that one. Okay, so the glass is made of multiple pieces. So I need some other piece of glass. I am confident I've imported glass before. Where did I recently update glass? I think I might have put some in here. Did I upload glass in here? No. Did I upload glass? Where did I upload glass to? Would I have done it for this one? I built one myself. I bet this doesn't work. I built these mini-map tiles that are transparent. And I bet they don't work because I built them from planes and I merged the planes and I probably didn't know what I was doing. Let's see. T-path. There's no... This is right. Minimap tiles. Is this the wrong one? Testing tiles. Path holographic Mark 1. Portal holographic. We're going to go with path holographic. Okay? Okay, so here's my holographic path. And then if I go in here and say, ooh, what if this was like bricks or like dirt cave walls? Generate. Oh, and I didn't click on a mesh. Try again. Dirt cave walls. Please work. It's because I made this out of multiple planes. Darn it. So I really do need something that's just a single plane of glass. I'm sure I've uploaded this before. Let's see, what do I got here? Window transparent, of course. I did that in one of these tutorial videos that we did recently. Here it is. All right, and then we're gonna say smudgy glass. Generate. Okay, there it goes. All right, let's wait for that. And it says, oh, I'm a machinist in the US, so yeah. No, your game profile has nothing to do with it, so that's definitely not the issue. My grandma could get in if she tried. Which I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I'll let you decide. But yeah, that's definitely not the problem. All right, smudgy glass is being generated. And I'm going to mark car is done. That went surprisingly, I'm shocked that car looked so good. Weapon is one that I'd like to try, because I was imagining building weapon skins would be really fun. We're going to mark glasses done because we're about to do that. And yeah, I think that just leaves weapon. I have a class I'm teaching in the MHCP Discord in 45 minutes, guys. So I do need to wrap here in about 13 minutes to go get ready for that. But if you're in the MHCP Discord, you can join me in the... it's not actually a real class. It's like... here, I'll say hello again. Hello! It's like a... It's office hours. I'm doing office hours now. So you can jump in to the MHCP Discord. You'll see me live for 2 hours every Friday. And you can join me there and ask questions and we can continue this conversation if you guys are interested in that, or we can talk about anything you want. So I am yours for that time. So feel free to jump in, and look forward to having you in there too, Nathan. So hopefully soon. And yeah, let's see. This should be done very soon. Whew. Any second now. Man, this AI is so slow. This is brutal. This is brutal. If I had to do this, I wouldn't do it. I mean, I'd have to have something else I was working on at the same time. I couldn't wait this long. Especially because I've used a lot of AI that's way faster than this. Like, I've got one running on my computer, on my other computer, that I use to generate textures, and it takes maybe 5 seconds, and I already was like complaining about that. If you're on Mac OS, there's a free AI tool you can download called Diffusion Bee, and I use Diffusion Bee all the time to create textures and all sorts of things. Oh yeah, that definitely did not work. It removed the transparency. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, ay, ay. Save and apply texture. Yeah. I don't know in what world that works, but that was not it. Okay, so now we know it does not do transparency. So you have to do transparency by uploading with the transparent stuff like we did in our former tutorials. So good to know. Last but not least, we wanted to try a weapon, and I'm thinking I'm going to have to find a world with a weapon in it. I have one that I think I can pull out. It is inside of here, inside of here, inside of here. This is going to get messy. This one was not meant to be brought out because this was just trying stuff. Submachine gun light. Does that work? Do I happen to just have a weapon? I just happen to have a weapon at the ready. No way. I had no idea. Let's move you to 0, 0, 0, 10, 0. And let's move you down to like 3. And then focus. Nice. Okay, so we actually happen to have a weapon. I feel like this is going to get the video demonetized. I am in so much trouble. I don't really care that much. But this looks cool. So, question is, we're going to generate a texture. We're going to call this zebra wrap. And we'll do generation. But there's multiple pieces to this. Control A, Control C. Turn off visibility. So that's that piece right there. I want the biggest piece. What is this piece? Nope, that's just the trigger. That is just the back. That's just the front. So then this is the big piece. Okay, so this is the part that I'm going to change. And theoretically, I could generate this on each piece. Oh, of course, it says it doesn't work on multiple meshes yet. So for whatever way these models are being created, a lot of these multi-part models need to do something. Jay, do you know how to do that in Blender to fix these models? Like, I'm like stumped a little bit. Let's see. I'm like calling on a friend, you know? All right, we're going to delete these. Delete selection. That was fun, but I'm thinking if I click export geometry, entire world. Oh, cancel. I can just do selected objects. Control Z. I didn't need to delete everything. Control Z. Bring it all back. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Apparently I can't bring it back. Oh boy. No undoing works. Oh boy, whatever, that doesn't matter. Okay, select this. And let's just focus on this one piece of the weapon for now. So we're gonna click Export Geometry, Selected Objects, Center at Selection Center, and export to, we're going to the Downloads folder, going into Today, calling this web. And then click Save and Export. And we might have lost Jay. That's okay. Let's see. It is real class. Good to know. Making them all one. Yeah, like there should be a way to make them all one, right, Jay Vanity? So we're gonna learn on the fly here, and then I gotta go in 8 minutes. So we're just gonna take every last second here to see if we can't figure this out. Because this does seem like the biggest problem I've been running into is most of the models I have apparently are made of multiple objects. Even though I can't tell that they're made of multiple objects, it says they are. So we're back in Blender. We've got this folder open. We're going to go to downloads. We're going to 1213. We got the weapon, which is a 3D object. I assume this is FBX. It doesn't really say. Let's go File, Import, FBX, and then go back to downloads, 1213, web, import. Okay, so here we have the file, and over here we see there's just a singular mesh, which is why I'm so confused, because it's just a single mesh. There's no texture. Make single user, make local, new collection, paste data blocks. I am open to ideas on this, guys. Control J joins everything in Blender. I've done that, Jay, and so the one that I showed it, the transparent one I showed, I did that to it. That's why I'm like super confused, right? Like you would think, it says no mesh data to join. So hit A. Okay, hitting A. Do I need to be in edit mode? Tab, A. Okay, A selects everything. Control J doesn't do anything, right? Oh no, you're good, J Vanity. You guys are good. You don't need to delete your messages. I appreciate all the suggestions. Keep them coming. Film Sensei says I would re-upload again and try it by itself. Right click. Okay, I'm gonna try the right click, and we see split, merge vertices. No, we don't need either of those. Separate by material, by loose parts. There's definitely no materials. By loose parts. Oh, would you look at that? Apparently there are loose parts. I don't know what that means, but we can see there's a ton of stuff in here. So with those all selected, if I hit Control J, does that join them? That wouldn't join them though. Convert to mesh. Oh, then I totally went the wrong way. Let's go select A, tab. What have I done wrong? Tab. Oh, back to edit mode. A to select all. Control J to join them. Right? Right click. Merge vertices. No. Extrude vertices. Okay, I'm waiting for you guys to have some brilliant ideas. You ever use plasticity? It's like Blender CAD Brother and has a live bridge. No, I really don't do any 3D modeling at all. This is just like super painful. There's the join button. Okay, so I can join from this mode. That brings them all together. And then you said, what did you say, Giovanni? You said right click, convert to mesh. Convert to mesh. Did that do it? Is that it? Is that all we needed to do? That looks good. I'm hopeful. Tab, right click, separate, call coming in. Who's the lifeline? J Vanity's calling lifeline. Hey, J Vanity.
Hello, Leia.
Okay, so did I do it?
You're going to go into object mode when you hit tab.
Yep.
And then you're going to right click after you select everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're going to say convert to and then mesh.
I did that and it looks like it worked. I'm excited. I think we got this. File, export, FBX. We're going to save this into... I'll keep you on the line in case I still need the lifeline. Really appreciate your call. So good. Let's go to Web Mark 2 and enter export FBX because I might end up doing this all the time. We're going to go click minimize, go back into Horizon. We don't have a texture on it. That should be okay. Going to add new 3D model, no preserving offsets. Model from device, downloads, and we're going to Mark 2, open, import. Fingers crossed, everyone. Fingers crossed. This is exciting. And it says it's been imported successfully. Here we are. It looks the same. We'd have to position it, obviously, to get it to line up. Let me turn off, to get that to, come on. I thought I turned off snapping. I did turn off snapping, but it seems to still think it's snapping. Yellow? Mm-hmm. Oh, snapping turned back on. There it is. Okay. Oh no, what the? Horizon bugs. It's okay. We'll live with them. F to focus. Okay, so we have it here. Now we're going to try this. Fingers crossed. zebra wrap, generate. Here goes nothing. It's working. Oh, it worked. Okay. Thank you so much, Jay Vanity. Really appreciate you.
welcome.
I will talk to you back in the chat. Thank you. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe it. That was it, guys. So if you didn't catch that, we did the thing. We did right click, convert to mesh. Thank you so much, Jay Vanity. That was so great. After this, I do need to run to go get ready for my workshop thing. I need to get used to calling them office hours. I'm so used to doing workshops. But yeah, I'm getting ready for my office hours in half an hour. So if you're in the MHCP Discord, feel free to join me there. And I look forward to seeing you for that. That's my regular Friday office hours. And cannot wait to get to chat with you guys some more. Well, guys, I'm just waiting at this point. If you have any other suggestions or feedback or questions, feel free to leave them in the chat after this video is done. Just exciting new features rolling out all the time. I did not expect to get another amazing feature like this so soon, so I had to make a tutorial on it. More like a discovery tutorial. I wouldn't call this a tutorial. We learned together. It's been fun. And I will see you guys in the next one. Till then, I guess here's me while we're waiting. I'll just do a little dance. Oh, can I show off? It's okay to show off a little bit, right? I'm going to show you my hobby. Okay. So you might know I like SAO. There's my SAO swords. And then I got my little cat here. But this is what I've been building recently. It is my movie library. Is that? There we go. Having trouble centering it. And I built that. I built this myself in the real world. That was a lot of work, but we did it. And then I've been putting all my movies up, and I am super happy. It's such a fun little hobby, but I thought I'd put it in the background because it takes a lot of work. I've probably spent 100 hours on this little hobby already. I wish I was kidding, but it's like every day, sometimes for 8 hours, just because I love this. Like, I probably shouldn't put this in a video that I'm recording, but I burn the Blu-rays so that I can watch them offline when we travel. And I'm still waiting. This AI generation, I said it a minute ago, I cannot, like literally it's still waiting. I cannot imagine having to wait like this for really important stuff. Oh, it just finished. Okay, let's go. And it's bad. And it's bad. This is one of the things that I really, really appreciate about Adobe is they generate 4 of them for you, and then you can select which of the 4 you like. This just isn't good. Like, I can see where they were going. They were trying to like create different elements and give each of the elements different. It's just not great. Like, this is usable, but if I wanted to sell this as an in-world purchase, nobody's gonna like this. I mean, I'd be like, no way. Like, give me a real zebra print. And I think that's the part that I'm gonna add an extra couple minutes here at the end. Like, this is, for example, could be done way easier. Let's just very quickly show why I think this is a waste of time right now. It'll get better for sure. And especially if they sped it up. Like, if this was way faster, I would use this all the time. But let's go search for, I got my browser open for you guys to look. And we're gonna go to zebra texture. And then we're gonna find a really tight texture. We need it to be really small. Like this one could work. Download, free download, attribution is required. I just won't use it, okay? Don't worry. Here we go. Download that. It's 1213. And then we're just gonna call this, that doesn't actually need a name, so just hit save, close out of that. Oops, that's okay, close out of that. And then inside of here in our test folder, I'm gonna add a new texture model, open files, and then we're gonna go to our downloads, and here I need to unzip that folder, right click, open a new window, and then unzip this, and extract. Like, this is taking a lot of work, but this is actually faster, and that's what's mind-blowing. So here it is as a JPEG, and unfortunately we can only use PNG, so I gotta go 3 dots, save as, and then save it to that same folder, 1234, and then save this as zebra, and then change that to PNG, and press save. And then with that set up, we can now upload that, open, import. Okay, so that's going to be imported. And then we have that script we'd created earlier, which I accidentally deleted. So we'll create a new one called zebra me baby underscore entity. And so theoretically, I could apply this script to anything, I guess. And actually, a better name for it would be texture me. This is such a silly name. I hope you appreciate the humor and it's not offensive to anyone, because I don't mean it to be, just being silly. And so inside of here, and I know this feels like a lot of work, but once you have this one script written, you can use it over and over again. We would then type texture, colon, and then curly braces, type, colon, prop types, Control Z, prop types dot asset, comma, Control save, and then in start we type this dot entity dot as parentheses mesh entity dot set texture, and then parentheses props dot texture dot as parentheses texture, excuse me, Control Z, texture asset. Okay. And then we need to verify that we referenced it on the properties panel by saying if props.texture exists. We can then do the thing. We can delete the question mark now, Control save. Okay, that's the script. Relatively simple. You'll have to pause. I'll zoom it in for a little bit for anybody at home with a phone. So that's the script. You can take a screenshot of that if you need it. And 3, 2, 1. Okay. And so then all we have to do is attach that script to this object. Boom. And then we now have a reference here for the texture. Drag and drop the texture in. And I think this is going to look better. I just have to hit play and give that a second to download from the internet. That should have worked. There's always that nerve-wracking moment of, is it going to work? Hit refresh. Attach the script. Is it because I didn't have a texture on it to begin with? Oh, it's because it's previewing the texture. There we go. Turn that off. Close the AI window. Okay. Stop and play. 3, 2, 1. That should have worked. Let's try this one down here. I didn't upload it with a texture, so I'm wondering if that's the problem. Try this again and throw the texture in here. Come on. Do the thing. Do the thing. Yeah, okay, so that one worked. I don't know why that one didn't work up there, but as you can see, like, now I've got a script, I just upload an image, and I can download images off the internet all day. That one required attribution, but you can find some that don't. I don't know, I'm just saying, that looks a lot better. So, I don't know, your mileage is gonna vary. I think the AI texture has amazing potential, but it's too slow in my opinion for now. All right, any last comments from you guys? Let's see. RJ says it's all based on UVs, not object. Oh, okay, interesting. That looks pretty. Put LED lights behind it. Ooh, good idea. Jellyfin or Plex. I don't actually use those. I've been using IMBY is kind of the one I've been using. It allows me to put a folder on my desktop and then use that. It's been okay so far. It's not perfect. I'd kind of like to develop my own app, not gonna lie. As a programmer, I'm like, maybe I'll just make my own app. Meta is so underrated with innovation. Just the fact that this exists is cool. I know, right? It's pretty awesome. You're right. Like, there's no reason to complain, but like, you don't use this every day. Like, there are other alternatives is my point. And it will get better. In a year, we're gonna laugh at the fact that this took 20 seconds or 30 seconds to take. So, all right, guys, thank you so much for joining, and I will see you guys in Horizon. See you in the next one. Everyone wants me to end with bye. Apparently got cut off in the last video, so I will make sure that this one doesn't get cut off. Bye! Do I just like hold that for longer? All right, bye everyone.